Hey guys, so I had to start a whole new YouTube account. My phone just went kapooey, and I made my old YouTube account directly via my old phone. And I cannot seem to figure out how to get back into it, but it is what it is. Nothing I can do. I'm going to tinker around some more, but I just wanted to keep everyone updated on what's going on. So this is my experiment with the bleeding heart. I'm not sure if you want to call it a flower, a bushel, whatever. So I actually bought these guys last year and did not do so well. The reason why they call them bleeding hearts is because when it does finally grow, sorry, my hands are a little dirty because I already prepped my soil. I'll show you guys in a minute. It just looks like a heart, but as it continues to grow, they actually split open and another petal will fall down. So it's kind of how I believe they got their name. It does look like the hearts are bleeding, so I mean it's a pretty good rationalization to understand that's probably exactly how, or the roundabout how, they have gotten their name. So this is actually from the Zyverden. So if you have any issues, you want to contact this company, you can look up this right here, which is the digdropdone.com, and they just talk about how they're just trying to make bulbs and things more accessible so you can dig, drop, and be done. It says it blooms best in early summer. I thought I did mine good enough, early enough. Last year, I know it was a little late, but I didn't think it was going to make a difference, but it honestly did. I got a couple sprouts, but nothing really happened, and I'm pretty sure the bush is done for, but what was really cool is I learned when I contact the company here, I had to Google them right here. When I contacted them, you know, I told them what happened, and I told them, you know, that I did start, it says here, January to February for our particular area, and I wanted to say I started it like literally like the last week of February, maybe even the last couple of days of February I had started these. So they said I probably just started too late, and that they were really sorry that I had this issue, and that they thought everything was going to be okay. And they actually asked me to take a picture of the front and the barcode here, and to also, if I had my receipt, to take a picture of my street with my name and my address, and I did. And they actually sent me a check for the $5. They 100% guarantee all of their bulbs. So anything that you buy from this company, they guarantee their bulbs up to 1 year. So especially if it's something like this that you can bloom, that you can dig, drop, let it be done, it does its thing, it dies, it's supposed to come back next year and it doesn't, write them, let them know that's what happened. Just make sure you take a picture of your receipt, make sure you take a picture of the item, especially with the barcode, and they will have no issues refunding you. And I thought that was awesome. It was really nice. I mean, it was just a little $5 check, but it was nice that they just unfortunately don't have the means to be able to send you a replacement. It's just kind of up to you to either keep your money or go back and go get a new one if you wanted to. So that's the part that I kind of don't personally like, but I guess depending on how done you are, it's also a nice thing to kind of just get your money back. So it really does matter on the scenario. I already made my stakes, as you can see here, and like I said before in some of my older videos, typically I like to kind of do the type. So I should have put pink, then bleeding hearts, and then I like to do the initials of the company that it's for. Now these are my roots. Now these guys are growing in roots. You can see right there, 2 roots. And these are what my roots look like. I'm assuming they're good roots. I do want to say that from the first batch I had, they're a lot bigger. They don't feel super rubbery or NT. They're not like soggy or anything. They've got some nice firmness to them, even though they look old and wrinkly. And it does say in the back that you do want to plant these guys crown up. But the other thing I noticed about this company is this is just kind of like their generic, easy to grow how-to. None of the pictures are really specific to what it is that's actually growing. So it's not like a little diagram of what your root would potentially look like, and this is how you have to plant it in there. I've seen things that have bulbs, actual little bulbs, and it still looks like that weird root. So I'm assuming for the crown up, I want to try to plant this guy kind of like this. I've done some investigating on him, and actually, upon looking at him again closer with this camera action, I think I'm going to actually grow him more, but this side facing upward, because if you look underneath here after all this, it did come with some shavings inside a bag. This looks more like the roots that were growing in the ground, so I'm assuming the best way to do that would to be like this. And I will probably do some further, but like this guy has a lot of roots here, but the rest of his body is pretty bare, so I don't know. I'm not sure if these guys are going to work or not, but I wanted to track my experiments and kind of see. It does say that they are to be planted in full sun to partial shade, so I have a great spot for them. I've already prepped my little, I'm just going to start them off in this simple little bucket. I call this my combination soil. This is my soil that's been added to over the years. There's actually some roots in here from an old plant that we have taken out from our big mixing buckets. They're just kind of got left in there. Anytime I have a plant that gets transported, any of the extra soil or whatever, or I've got extra bags of soil, I just kind of mash them all up. I put them in one big planter box, and I know it says here to, let's read this together. So we want to get this guy to go in the ground about 2 to 3 inches. I just want to cover him up about 2 to 3 inches worth, which isn't that hard to do at all. I don't really accurately measure, just assuming that's a good 2 to 3 inches worth, maybe even just a little bit bigger than I wanted. Don't think it's going to hurt all that much. Make sure the part that looks like that's the root bearing part gets covered, and just going to gently cover him up. There's something else I could really do from here, and take out this little grass nub. And then, oh, there's the chickens going off. You hear them? Give this guy my steak. Now, I actually did a lot of research on this last year because I was so worried that I did something terribly wrong. And there are a couple things that are just going to be your personal preference. So, it says they grow best in loose, fluffy soil. This soil is as loose as I'm really going to get it. And probably as fluffy as it's really going to be. I mean, there's not a lot of debris in here or like big wood chips and stuff. To me, it's pretty loose to some of the stuff that I've actually worked with. It says it grows best in organic. My soil is organic. And the one thing I did not do last year was giving it distilled water. So I'm going to see if that actually makes a difference. Distilled in rainwater, apparently, make all the difference with these guys. And I'm going to be watering them only with some purified or distilled drinking water. And see if that helps, or obviously the rain. And see if that goes. Now I do have the 2 roots, and I did prep two little bins over here is my second one. We have lots of birds and things in the area. They're always coming along and dropping stuff in our soil, and they're tearing our plants apart sometimes. We try to deter them away from our actual plants by doing some bird feeders and things just completely on the other end of the garden away from them. Something shiny and bright that would just really want to make them go to that end. But I'm not going to fight a bird over a plant if they do find their way to ours, and we just kind of, let Mother Nature have it. She knows what she's doing, right? So here we go. Planted him. I did make 2 stakes. I've always been a stickler about the whole, I'm only going to make 1 stake for each plant, but I like having multiple stakes, even if the plant is labeled once again. It's nice in case you want to put them in 2 different areas of your garden, I think. So, no, this is it. This is it for this experiment. All I'm going to do is give this guy some light water And then for my sunny to partially shaded location, I don't want to give him too much water to start, just enough to kind of start getting him wet. I do know that with roots, if they get too wet too fast, they will actually just become soggy and just be useless. So, but for my sunny location, as you can see, it is currently, let's see, what time is it? It's 2:19, and our sun has finally reached the back of our house. And this is where our sun rises up, and it's going to get lots of sun. Even over there, there's still lots of sun. So we have a little shaded cover because of the porch. So I'm probably going to just kind of keep these guys on the porch and see how they do. And if I feel like they're not getting enough sunlight, then I'll just go from there. So just keep a log and keep journaling and things of this nature, then you never know what you might accomplish. Trial and error is always a great thing. You can see what you can improve on, see how to make things grow better. So I'm very excited to see how these guys turn out this year. And if they don't come out this year, then I just know they're just not primed for me to be growing them, and I'll cut my losses. But this is Crystal, and I'm going to end this video, and we just completed our planting of our bleeding hearts. So hope everyone's having a beautiful day. Bye-bye.